आज आपण पुढच्या सेल टाइपकडे जाणार आहोत आणि तो म्हणजे व्हाइट ब्लड कार्पस्कल। मागच्या व्हिडिओमध्ये आपण आरबीसी पूर्ण केलेली आहे, रेड ब्लड सेल किंवा रेड ब्लड कार्पस्कल। रेड ब्लड कार्पस्कल शिकताना आपण जे पॉइंट कन्सिडर केले होते तेच पॉइंट आपण आता सुरुवातीला पाहू। ते म्हणजे टोटल नंबर, साइज, शेप, फॉर्मेशन, लाइफ स्पॅन, डिस्ट्रक्शन, डायापेडेसिस, फंक्शन्स आणि काही कंडिशन्स। बरोबर? सो विल स्टार्ट विथ WBC, व्हाइट ब्लड कार्पस्कल। The first point of description is total number. This total number is also known as TLC. TLC means total leukocyte count. Now in case of human being, this is about 5,000 to 11,000 per cubic mm of blood, both in male and female. In RBC, the count is different. RBC count is different in male and female. But WBC count in both male and female, it is same or similar, and it is about 5,000 to 11,000 per cubic mm of the blood. Then size and shape. The WBCs are large, amoeboid, irregular, colorless. So morphologically, these are having size and shape just like large, amoeboid, colorless, irregular, and nucleated cells. Nucleated cells, exactly opposite that of RBC. RBCs are small, RBCs are round, without nucleus, but exactly opposite, white blood cells are large, amoeboid means irregular, colorless, nucleated cells. Clear? Then formation. The formation of white blood cells or WBC is known as leukopoiesis. It is known as leukopoiesis. Leuko means leukocyte. This WBCs are also known as leukocytes. Leuko means white. CYT site means cell. So hence, formation of leukocyte is known as leukopoiesis. Leuko means white blood cells, poiesis means generation. This generation or leukopoiesis occurs from myeloid stem cells. Occurs from myeloid stem cells and generally in bone marrow. Generally in bone marrow. Now in addition to that of bone marrow, the WBCs are also formed in lymph nodes, tonsils, thymus, Peyer's patches of intestine. So additionally, to some extent, these are found in lymph nodes, then thymus, tonsils, Peyer's patches of intestine, etc. But once they formed, they cannot divide. Once formed, can't divide. Some of the types of WBC, they can't divide as they are formed. Here, so that is about the formation. The formation of WBC is known as leukopoiesis. It occurs from myeloid stem cells in bone marrow, especially. Once formed, cannot divide. Then a lifespan. The lifespan is generally not definite. Lifespan is not definite, remember, but can live for 3 to 4 days. Can live for 3 to 4 days. Or in another word, they are helpful in our immunity. So at the time of phagocytosis, engulfing pathogen, they may die. So that's why there is no definite lifespan to WBC. Then destruction. They are destroyed by phagocytosis. Destroyed by phagocytosis in liver and spleen, or at the site of injury. At the site of injury. That means after 3-4 days of their lifespan, they send to liver and spleen, and where they get destructed, as well as at the site of injury, they are fighting with pathogens like bacteria or viruses. They get destroyed. Clear? Then diapedesis. Now diapedesis is a very peculiar phenomenon of WBC. Always asked for 1 mark in examination. Remember. So what is diapedesis? WBCs can, or they can, move out of blood capillaries by squeezing. That process is known as diapedesis. That means WBCs are large in size. Suppose that this is a blood vessel. This is the blood vessel. Blood is flowing through this blood vessel. And this is a very large WBC. The blood capillary has a very minute pore of only 0.1 micron size. Through this pore, this large WBC themselves squeeze and then comes out, and this way that process is known as diapedesis. The WBC is larger in size, but even though this WBC comes out of this blood capillary by squeezing method, and that method or that process is known as diapedesis. Clear? Now, functions. Now, functions are many, like phagocytic function. Phagocytic function, that means they help in defense mechanism for protection. Second, produce antibodies and antitoxin. Produce antibodies and antitoxins, which are most important in our immunity. Produce histamine and heparin. Produce histamine and heparin. The histamine is specifically released during allergic condition, whereas heparin is anticoagulant present in our blood plasma. We have studied the composition of plasma. This heparin do not allow the blood coagulation when blood is flowing through circulation. So production of these both components, histamine and heparin, is carried out with the help of this WBC. And the last function, overall, they act as scavengers. They act as scavengers and engulf cell debris. Engulf cell debris, that is like scavengers. That means, if suppose that an organ infection is there and cell is infected, body cell is infected, the WBCs engulf that pathogens, during which that cell may becomes dead. So dead cells, damaged cells and dead pathogen, that is collectively known as cell debris. That cell debris is engulfed and cleared from that organ by this WBC. Hence, they are also known as scavengers. Clear? Then we'll go to the conditions. Just like in RBCs, we have studied erythrocytopenia, etc. So similarly here, leukocytosis. Leukocytosis means temporary increase in number of WBC. Temporary increase in number of WBCs. For example, during infection, this is the condition, that increase is known as leukocytosis beyond this value. That means 5,000 to 11,000. Beyond that value, if temporary WBC number is increased, that condition is known as leukocytosis. Then leukocytopenia or leukopenia, you can say, decrease in number of WBC, mostly below 4,000 per cubic mm of blood, that is known as leukopenia. In some conditions, like for example AIDS TB patient, or the patients who are exposed to radiations. So patients who are exposed to radiations, these patients shows temporary decrease in number of WBC, that is known as leukopenia. Right? Then leukemia. Leukemia means uncontrolled increase. Uncontrolled increase in number of WBC. Uncontrolled increase in number of WBC, known as blood cancer. Known as blood cancer. So do not make mistake in between leukocytosis and leukemia. Leukocytosis means temporary increase in number of WBC. For example, during infection, during disease condition. But leukemia is uncontrolled increase in number of WBC. There is no any cause. There is no any infection, any reason behind the increase in number of WBC, even though they increase time to time and number of WBCs are present in blood plasma. That condition is known as blood cancer. Clear? So these are some introductory points about WBCs. Now WBCs are specially polymorphic. They show polymorphism. Number of types of WBCs are there. We'll go afterward about that types. But the basic features of WBCs are such and such. If there is a question, write note on WBC. So you have to explain all these points, and in addition, you have to mention the types of WBC also. Okay. So we will summarize again. The WBC shows total number, that is TLC, about 5,000 to 11,000 cubic mm of blood both in male and female. The size and shape of WBC. The WBCs are larger than RBCs, than platelets. They are amoeboid, irregular in shape. They are colorless and they are nucleated cells. Formation is known as leukopoiesis because WBCs are also known as leukocytes. So leuko means white blood cells, poiesis means generation. That means formation of WBC is known as leukopoiesis. This leukopoiesis also occurs from myeloid stem cells, basically in bone marrow. In addition, they are also formed in a lymph node, then spleen, then tonsils, thymus, pairs, patches of intestine, etc. But once they are formed, they cannot divide. Then lifespan, not definite, but can live for 3 to 4 days. Destruction, destroyed by phagocytosis in liver and spleen or at the site of injury. After their life is over, they are destroyed by phagocytosis in liver, spleen as well as at the site of injury. Then diapedesis, it is one of the phenomenon which occur inside this WBC or about this WBC. They can move out of blood capillaries by squeezing to kill the pathogen which are infecting body cells. That condition is known as diapedesis. Then functionally they are phagocytic. They engulf the pathogens and kill. They produce antibodies and antitoxins in our immunity. They produce histamine and heparin. Histamine is a substance released during allergic condition. Heparin is basically anticoagulant. Then they engulf cell debris and act as scavenger. The dead pathogen, dead cells, etc. collectively known as cell debris. That cell debris is cleared by phagocytosis by this WBCs. And then 3 conditions. Leukocytosis means temporary increase in number of WBC. Leukocytopenia means decrease in number of WBC below 4,000. For example, mainly occurs in AIDS patient, TB patient or patient who is exposed to radiations. And finally, leukemia. Leukemia means blood cancer. That means uncontrolled increase in number of WBC. Right? So here we complete the preliminary part of this white blood corpuscles. Now we'll go to the types of WBC. Now we'll go to the types of WBC. The WBC shows polymorphism. Remember, they are basically of 2 types. Granulocytes and agranulocytes. granulocytes and agranulocytes. The name itself suggests that granulo means granular, CYT site means cell. The cytoplasm of WBC which shows granules, that kind of WBC is known as granulocyte. Agranulocyte means A means absent, granulo means granules, CYT sites means cells. So they are without granules, or granules are absent in the cytoplasm of WBC. So basically granules present in granulocytes. They are originated from myeloid stem cells, contribute 72% of total WBC, and nucleus is always lobulated. So granulocyte shows granular cytoplasm or granules present, origin myeloid stem cells, and contribute 72% of total WBC. And the nucleus always in this type is lobulated. Exactly opposite agranulocyte. Here the granules absent, and they are originated from lymphoid stem cells, and here they can divide. Now here they can't divide, but lymphoid cells can, after formation from lymphoid stem cells, can divide by mitosis. And they contribute about 28% of total number of WBC, and a nucleus is not lobulated. So remember, these are the some features, differentiating features in between granulocyte and agranulocyte. For example, in examination, if there is a question, differentiate between granulocyte and agranulocyte, then how will you differentiate? Granulocyte shows granular cytoplasm. Agranulocyte shows absence of granules in cytoplasm. Origin from myeloid stem cells. Here origin from lymphoid stem cells. Once they form, they can't divide. They can't divide. Here, once they form from lymphoid stem cell, they can divide. They can divide by mitosis. Contribute 72% of total WBC, and they contribute about 28% of total WBC. And final point of differentiation is nucleus in this type is lobulated. Nucleus is not lobulated. Here, so these are some differentiating points in between these granulocytes and agranulocytes. Remember, and at home write down this difference in your notebook. Now further, these granulocytes are classified into three types, that is neutrophil, then basophil or cyanophil, and eosinophil or acidophil. Neutrophil, basophil, eosinophil. Similarly, agranulocytes are also classified into two, and that is lymphocyte and monocyte. So there are 5 types of WBCs are present in our blood. Hence, these are known as, this condition is known as polymorphism. Right? Now we'll study one by one. The cytoplasm of neutrophil is granular. Right? But these granules are fine granules. Basophil is also granular, but the granules are large. And eosinophil shows again granular cytoplasm. The granules are of medium sized, not large, not fine. So granular. Clear? Now nucleus. The nucleus of neutrophil is multi-lobed. That of basophil is twisted or S-shaped. Whereas in eosinophil, it is bilobed. It is bilobed. Right? So if you draw the diagram of these granulocytes specifically, they show their nature. For example, this is neutrophil having multi-lobed nucleus. The lobes are more than 2 to 7. The granules are present inside this cytoplasm. So fine granules. This is multi-lobed nucleus. So this is the neutrophil. Right? The basophil shows twisted or S-shaped nucleus, and the granules present here, these are very fine granules. And this is twisted nucleus or S-shaped nucleus. So this is basophil. Whereas eosinophil shows bilobed nucleus. So this is bilobed lobed nucleus, and here these are granules. Clear? So the figures of neutrophil, basophil, eosinophil, these are very simple ones. Only remember the demarcation between the shape of nuclei. In neutrophil, nucleus is multilobed, basophil, twisted or S-shaped, eosinophil, bilobed. Clear? Then percentage. Neutrophils contribute 70% of total WBCs. That means 5,000 to 11,000 number. That is the normal average number of leukocytes present in our blood. About that, 70% are neutrophils. Basophils contribute 0.5 to 1% only. And acidophils or eosinophils contribute only 1 to 3%. So that is the contribution of neutrophil, basophil and eosinophil among the total percentage of leukocytes. Then we will go to the functions. Functionally, these are phagocytic, these are non-phagocytic, and these are again phagocytic. Phagocytic means engulf pathogen and kill them. So here they engulf the pathogen, kill them, and maybe there is a formation of pus. What is meant by pus? Pus is the mixture of dead cells, dead or damaged cells, pathogens, and WBC or neutrophil. So mixture of this dead damaged cells or maybe dead pathogen and neutrophil is known as pus. Clear? Then the basophils, they are non-phagocytic in nature. They are present in allergic condition. And release histamine and also heparin. Release histamine, heparin, serotonin, etc. Serotonin, etc. So basophils, they are present in allergic condition, then release histamine during allergic condition, release anticoagulant heparin also, and one of the just like a hormone, serotonin, is also released by this basophil cells. Then acidophil cells, these are phagocytic in function and they destroy antigen antibody complex. When there is an infection is occurring to the body of or any body cells and there is an antigen antibody complex is formed. That means antigen means foreign body pathogen, bacteria or viruses. Antibodies are produced by lymphocytes and they kill that antigen or pathogen. That antigen antibody complex is destroyed by phagocytic action by this eosinophils. They show antihistamine property. Show antihistamine property. That means what? Antihistamine property means the histamine is released during allergic condition by these basophils, and this histamine brings about the irritation, itching, rashes, redness, for example on the skin. This itching, redness or irritation caused due to histamine should be minimized or lowered down by releasing antihistamine components. Right? So allergy is reduced by releasing antihistamine components, and these antihistamine components are released by eosinophil. Then produce antitoxins for detoxification. Suppose that any toxic component may enter in our body along with food, water, air, etc. Then to minimize the toxic effect of that component, the antitoxins are released, and these antitoxins are released by these eosinophils. Clear? So these are about granulocytes. We'll again summarize. Granulocytes are of three types: neutrophil, basophil, eosinophil. One thing is remaining. Why the such names are given? The neutro means neutral dye. So dye or stain. They stain with neutral dye. They stain with basic dye like methylene blue. And they stain with acidic dye like eosin. That's why the names are given. Neutro means neutral dye. Phil means to like. They like neutral dye. Basophil means they like basic dye like methylene blue. And eosinophil means they stains or they likes acidic dye such as eosin, and that's why the names are given: neutrophil, basophil and eosinophil. The cytoplasm is granular. The difference here, the granules are fine and granules are large. Now here the granules are large. Large granules are present in basophil. The nucleus is multilobed, the nucleus is twisted or S-shaped, the nucleus is bilobed. Then percentage 70% to 70%, here 0.5 to 1%, here 1 to 3%. Then function phagocytic, basophils non-phagocytic, eosinophil again phagocytic. Here phagocytic function means they kill the bacteria or viruses and a pus is formed. That means pus is a mixture of dead damaged cells, pathogens and neutrophils. Then basophil is non-phagocytic and present in allergic condition. Release histamine, release heparin, release serotonin. And eosinophil is phagocytic in function and destroy antigen-antibody complex, shows antihistamine property and produce antitoxins for detoxification. So that is about the granulocytes. Now we'll go at last lymphocytes and monocytes. Clear? Now lymphocytes and monocytes. Lymphocytes and monocyte. Here the lymphocyte is somewhat smaller and roundish in shape, and it shows large round nucleus. Large round nucleus and clear cytoplasm. Whereas monocyte is the largest WBC among all these 5, and it shows kidney shaped nucleus. So kidney or bean shaped nucleus, and this is clear cytoplasm. So if you compare granulocyte and agranulocyte, both lympho and mono, they shows clear cytoplasm without granules. The lymphocyte and monocyte, if you compare, this is small, this is large. It contains round nucleus, large and round nucleus. It contains kidney shaped or bean shaped nucleus. Further, these lymphocytes, they are divided into 2 types basically. B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. B lymphocyte matures in bone marrow. That's why the name is given B. T lymphocytes matures in thymus. That's why the name is given T lymphocyte. Right? Further again, these T lymphocytes are classified into 4 types. And these are killer T cells, helper T cells, memory T cells, and suppressor T cells. Remember the classification of lymphocyte. Basically, lymphocyte is classified into 2 types, B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. B lymphocyte is given B because it matures in bone marrow. T lymphocytes matures in thymus, and it is further classified into 4 types again: killer, helper, memory, and suppressor T cells. Right? Now, back again. Here, cytoplasm of both clear, nucleus of both large, round, here kidney shaped in case of monocyte. Total number that is lymphocyte contribute 25 to 30% of total number of WBC, whereas monocytes contribute only 3 to 5% of total number of WBC. And finally, functions. Functionally, the lymphocytes are non-phagocytic in function. Non-phagocytic phagocytic in function, whereas monocyte is phagocytic in function. That means they produce antibodies. Lymphocyte produce antibodies. That means humoral immunity. Humoral immunity. This humoral immunity is produced by B lymphocytes, whereas cellular immunity or cell mediated immunity is produced by T lymphocytes. So function of lymphocyte is non-phagocytic and they produce antibodies. The two kinds of immunity are present in our body. One is humoral immunity, another is cell-mediated immunity. Humoral immunity is carried out by B lymphocyte and cell-mediated immunity it is brought about by T lymphocyte. And finally, the function of monocyte, it is phagocytic, active, motile, and produce macrophages. These macrophages engulf cell debris and act as scavenger and clean up the organ or cell. Right? So in that way, that is about granulocytes, under which we have studied two types, lymphocyte and monocyte. Lymphocyte has this end or small containing large round nucleus. Monocyte is the largest one containing kidney or bean-shaped nucleus. Cytoplasm clear. Then total number 25 to 30%, total number 3 to 5%. Function non-phagocytic, phagocytic, produce antibodies. Two kinds of immunity, humoral and cell-mediated. Here phagocytic and produce macrophages, engulf cell debris. And further, lymphocytes are classified in that way. Right? So here we complete the WBC, under which we have studied the first introductory some points, for example, total number, size, shape, formation, destruction, lifespan, etc. And then we have studied the types of WBC, under which we have studied granulocytes and agranulocytes. Now I will send the notes along with this video. So rewrite that notes, solve the exercise, sketch the diagrams of all these 5 kinds of WBC and learn carefully.